Pokemon Masters, Toby here, and Legends Arceus. We saw a new trailer yesterday. I've already given my go-to thoughts, done a little bit of a theory. You can check that video out using the iCard. I'll also leave it linked in the description. But I have lots of other thoughts, lots of little bite-sized thoughts. There might be a few videos today. I got up early to start filming, which is why my hair is wet. Because I'm like, Toby, shower, get dressed, let's start making some videos. And particularly with this video, I'm actually going to issue a spoiler warning. I am that confident in what I'm about to say that if you do not want the plot or the progression of the story spoiled for you in Legends Arceus, I wouldn't recommend watching this video because I'm pretty confident I've worked it out. And I know you might be thinking, Toby, didn't you say that in a recent video about Arceus being evil? Yes, I did, and I think what we see in the new trailer reinforces my thoughts in that video, but also provides a whole new angle that I'm going to talk about now. So if you think you're ready, strap in, leave a comment for your chance to win a copy of Legends Arceus when the game comes out. I'm giving away 3 copies the moment Legends Arceus comes out. It's worldwide giveaway, anyone can enter, so don't forget to get commenting on videos of mine that have Legends Arceus or Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl in the title. And if you're not ready, time to leave, because I'm going to play the intro and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on the story progression and what I expect to see in Legends Arceus. Okay, you're still here. So, in the latest trailer, we saw the brand new Pokemon Kleavor, which, by the way, I think I'm pronouncing Kleavor, not just Kleavor flat. I know the etymology of the word is obviously the item a cleaver. I think Kleavor not only sounds better, but is, I think, how it's intended to be. Doesn't matter. It's a Pokemon name. They change all the time, and I get them wrong all the time, so it really doesn't matter. Anyway, we see Kleavor, the evolution to Scyther. The Pokemon itself isn't particularly special. It's just a regional evolution. It's not a legendary Pokemon. It is not connected to Arceus. However, what we see in this trailer is it covered in a blinding light. It's more powerful, and it appears to be like an overworld boss. This is, in my opinion, and something I have another theory about that I'll talk about later, not too dissimilar from totem Pokemon that are slightly bigger, and we know from the Legends Arceus website that when they become drenched in this light, they become bigger, and they become stronger, and they become the bosses of various areas. So it's a cool concept, they're reusing it. I think there's some lore reasons why, but I'll get to that in another video. So this Kleavor gets this, and it becomes what's known as a noble Pokemon. It is the Lord of the Forest, and when we see that title card, we see the little Arceus symbol. I mentioned this in the video yesterday breaking down the trailer. But this actually isn't the only time or place in the trailer that we see Kleavor. We also see Kleavor on the wristband of Leon, I think his name is. Leon, the one who's clearly related to Clay from Unova. They have the same hat. Leon has a little wristband, and on that wristband is Kleavor. And wristbands, again, another popular recurring theme in the world of Pokemon. We see Z bracelets, Mega bracelets, obviously the Dynamax bands, and now we're seeing these bands belonging to certain people called wardens, gym leaders, trial captains. We're seeing some repeat themes, and of course this isn't the only warden we see. We meet 3 other wardens. We meet Mai, who, according to the Pokemon website, is taking care of a very special Weirdeer, and interestingly enough, she has a bracelet that has the pattern of a Weirdeer on it. We meet Iscan, whose bracelet we can't quite see, but we know from his description on the Pokemon website that he's looking after a very special Basculegion. There's something interesting here. Both Basculegion and Weirdeer are Pokemon you can ride. And then we meet Arzu, whose character art is perfectly posed so that you cannot possibly see what Pokemon is on her wristband. And in fact, I don't think you can see in any shot of the trailer. It's almost like the people who make these trailers do think about these kinds of things. So the point are, these are equivalent to gym leaders, and each one is the warden, the protector of a specific Pokemon, a noble Pokemon, a Pokemon that has been chosen for whatever reason to get empowered with this light. And I think you can all see where I'm going with this. This ties into the video I did before about Arceus being responsible for the various Pokemon with the red eyes. Well, those Pokemon, as we now know on the Pokemon website, are described as alpha Pokemon. They are, I guess, the leaders of their various packs. And then these Pokemon, the noble Pokemon, are leaders of whole areas. Again, Calvor is known as the Lord of the Woods. Calvor? What the hell is a Calvor? Kleavor. New names. So if you think about it, like Electivire is the leader of that whole pack of Electabuzz and Elekid. There might be for that whole snowy mountain area a Lord of the Snow, perhaps Regigigas or something, that protects the whole Snow Point area and where all that snow is. Maybe. But of course, thematically, I've played a Pokemon game or two before myself, and I have a suspicion there might be 8 of these wardens, each one with a different Pokemon. I don't know whether all of those Pokemon will be rideable. We don't know yet whether Kleavor is like a rideable Pokemon, or maybe it has some other overworld ability. I could certainly see it using, you know, Rock Smash. And we don't know for sure that both Basculegion and Weirdeer are going to be noble Pokemon like Kleavor, but I find it hard to believe not. I think based on story progression and based on unlocking areas to access, this is again that perfect replacement for HMs. You're not just beating the first gym and then getting a badge that allows you to surf to new areas, you are beating the noble Basculegion that is protected by the warden Iskar, and once you are able to take it out and catch it, you can then surf using Basculegion specifically. It makes sense for progression and for opening up an open world, and by having these roadblocks that you otherwise can't get past, that makes sense for rideable Pokemon. But it also makes sense thematically and gives us some idea of what kind of regional variants and rideable Pokemon we should expect. Because, as I mentioned in my video yesterday, I also think these noble Pokemon tie in with the Arceus plates. As I mentioned earlier, Electivire, the Alpha Electivire, is the head of the pack of Electabuzz and Elekid. But then for that whole area, let's say those Electivire are living in the woods, you've got the Lord of the Woods, Kleavor, right? Well, who is the Lord of the whole Sinnoh region? The Pokemon that are being bestowed this noble, godly power. It's Arceus. Again, Arceus is going to be the big boss that we know. He looks over the whole Sinnoh region. It just doesn't make sense for it not to be. I've heard a lot of people saying, like, what about Giratina as the main villain? And, like, while Giratina is possible, I think the only bit of evidence for it is that, like, well, Giratina is connected to Spear Pillar, whereas Arceus, like, the whole gate, it's Legends Arceus. And the hierarchy is very clearly Arceus, the noble Pokemon that control whole areas, and then the alpha Pokemon that control like groups of Pokemon, and you're gonna weave your way up and through them, and only once you've mastered all of the nobles can you then go to Spear Pillar with the proof that like all the Pokemon of the region trust you, so Arceus should maybe chill out and trust humans. It just makes sense for the story. But if Arceus is at the heart of this, so too must be the Arceus plates, items that you find throughout the world in Diamond and Pearl, but every game, that contain the elemental power of Pokemon. There is one for each type, and these change Arceus's types. And it just so happens to be the case that based on the Pokemon that we've seen on these Warden's bracelets so far, I think I see the tail of a Basculegion on Iskar, which again just makes sense with everything that we know. We have Kleavor and we have Weirdeer, and when we look at all of their types, we see Normal and Psychic for Weirdeer, Ghost and Water for Basculegion, and then Rock and Bug for Kleavor, all different types. Now, admittedly, hold to this, if Braviary is supposed to be one of these Pokemon, one of these noble Pokemon, then it would break this completely because it's flying Psychic type, so it would double a type with Weirdeer. But those Arceus plates that I just mentioned, they were forged by the power of fallen giants, according to just text that you find when you pick them up. And what do you know? These Pokemon that have been bestowed with this godly light power, where you even see the Arceus symbol when you go into battle with them, clearly they are being powered by Arceus. They are, as confirmed by the Pokemon website, giant, or they're bigger, they grow in size. They're giant relative to others of their species. Therefore, I think that there is going to be a noble Pokemon that covers every single type, because if there are 8 gym leaders, well, there are 16 types. Well, that's not true. There are technically, there's 17 types. They added the fairy type. So there's 17, so you would need 8 gym leaders and you double that up. But of course, they might want to make some special exception for another type, probably fairy or dragon. Actually, most likely dragon. Because if wardens replace gym leaders, while there doesn't necessarily have to be an Elite Four, there should probably be some kind of like super warden, some kind of champion. Perhaps why we haven't seen Cynthia's ancestor yet. And perhaps they have a noble Pokemon that they directly control, maybe a Garchomp or something, and there is the dragon typing. Perhaps at each of the locations where these Pokemon are, there are blank tablets that are waiting to be imbued with the power of the elemental types, the Arceus plate, that are going to allow you to access and get closer to Arceus. Or perhaps you don't collect the plates at all. Maybe it is simply the case that Arceus has access to all these types, and so there is a noble Pokemon that represents one of every type. But I am beginning to think that that's the case. And you'll be taking working on 8 of these Pokemon across the Hisui region, each one with a warden, just like Pokemon gyms. Maybe that's where the idea of having 8 Pokemon gyms came from originally. And then, of course, some ninth, some special trainer, some champion, Cynthia's ancestor. That is just my thoughts. One of many quick thoughts that I've got coming out today and over the next few days. Obviously, Friday will be Fakemon Friday with my next episode of Pokemon Tempest. Also, don't forget to comment for your chance to win a copy of Legends Arceus. But those are my thoughts. What are you thinking? Again, as we get closer to the game and we see more and more of it, I'm seeing the predictions that I made line up, and I'm feeling pretty confident that that's going to be the structure of the story of the game. And again, adding these Pokemon to your team, because they have the ability to traverse new areas, it is a great way of unlocking an open world map. There's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments. And of course, so hi Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.
What in the world? So many of you are supporting me on Patreon right now. Thank you so much to the big Patreons of this month. There's JD Gottlich, Matty Bar, PokeBliss, PokeAtmos, and Michael Hornschuch. Thank you.